Hello and welcome. In this video we cover the preparation of the emisCAD demonstration virtual machine on a Windows 10 computer with Hyper-V. If you do not want to use Hyper-V or would rather use the VMware Workstation 12 version of this demonstration, then please see the other video. We'll start by enabling the Hyper-V feature in Windows 10. So we just need to go into the Turn Windows Features on or off and then select Hyper-V, Management Tools and Platform and let it perform its configuration. I've just accelerated the video here so that we can reduce the amount of time we have to wait. So after it's installed that feature, you'll then need to restart your computer. And then once we've logged back in, we just search for Hyper-V Manager, and it's from this tool that we then access the virtual machines installed on this computer. The virtual machine we will use will require access to the internet, so we're going to install a virtual network switch within Hyper-V Manager to facilitate that. So we'll just click Create Virtual Switch, give it a name, and below we choose the network adapter with which it will connect. It may interrupt your network connection temporarily while it applies the configuration changes. And now we're ready to import the virtual machine. On the USB stick we provide the setup procedure as a text file, we provide the videos, and we also provide the Hyper-V virtual machine as a zip file, which we then need to extract and place on our local drive. So we're just going to do that now. Now I've pre-created a folder called HVVM on my local drive, and I'm just going to drag it out of the zip file into that folder. This will take 10-15 minutes to extract, so we're just going to skip the wait, and once it's extracted to the local drive we should see a folder structure like this in our new folder. Now the next step is for us to import that into our local Hyper-V settings. So we just follow the import machine wizard, locate the folder that we just created, and select that, press next, select the virtual machine. Now we need to register it in place using the existing unique ID. That's important that we retain that ID, and we press finish, and now it's ready to start using. So we're now just going to start it. It'll take a few minutes to fully start up, and we just double click it in the Hyper-V Manager there to launch the console window, which is effectively logging you into or accessing the computer screen. Now the first time that this computer starts after a cold start, it may take some time for the services to cache. It may also need to detect changes to the underlying host hardware, in which case it will detect those hardware changes, install any required drivers, and then you may need to restart the computer. So let it have time to detect those differences and apply the changes. So we've presumed at this point that we've gone through that and we've restarted, and now what we need to do first of all is just check that some of the services that the demonstration software requires, that being the SQL Server database engine and the reporting services feature. So I'm just now going to scroll down. They are set to automatically start, so this is really just a belt and braces check just to make sure that those services are running so that we avoid any problems in the future. So now we can start the emis application. And what we should see in the start page is the dashboard, which is a web application. So if this displays OK, we know that the web services side of things is working OK. And also in the right here we see that we do have a reports tree, which means we've got access to the reporting services feature, and we'll just run the general spaces report now just to make sure that that loads and displays successfully, and it has, so that's great. Everything seems to be functioning as it should. So at the end of your session, rather than cold start it and restart it from cold in the future, there's a feature to allow you to save the virtual machine. Now this actually then copies or preserves the state of the machine in a file on your computer, so when we restart the next time, it restarts to that preserved state, and it's a lot faster to actually resume from that state. So here we've saved it. Now we're going to come back. We've logged in at some later point in time, and now we just start it, and it should then resume from the point where we left it before, and it should be a lot faster to restart. And here we are. We can now continue from where we left off. Everything's running as it was, and there we go. We're ready to start the evaluation. So I hope you found this video useful. If you do have any difficulties or queries, then please contact support@Stanberry's and we'll be glad to assist.